Knowing how to efficiently navigate in a document is key to working efficiently in Illustrator. But you can ramp up your efficiency rating by saving views of your document for quick access to commonly viewed areas. So instead of having to navigate manually, you can simply choose a saved view from a menu. Let's take a look at how this works. I'm beginning this video with the views.ai file already open on my computer. And you already know that we can quickly get to the fitted view of the page by simply pressing Command 0 or Control 0 on our keyboard. Now, there are different areas that I have to access regularly when working on this project. For example, the logo up here in the upper left changes color regularly, and we have to make some tweaks to that. In addition, we have a QR code down here at the bottom that simply we have to change on a fairly regular basis, or I have to make color changes to it. In addition, down here at the very bottom, we have some text that we may need to change as well. So what we could do, instead of having to manually navigate to these specific areas every time, is we could create saved views. Let me show you how this works. I'm going to go ahead and use my keyboard shortcut to access the Zoom tool, which is Command Spacebar on Mac or Control Spacebar on Windows. And I'm going to zoom in on this pluralist logo in the upper left-hand corner of my document. Now, once I've done that, as I said before, instead of having to do that every time I need to go to this logo to make changes, I'm going to come up here to the View menu, and all the way down at the bottom, I'm going to choose New View. In this New View dialog box, I'm going to give this pluralist view a name. So I'm just going to call this pluralist logo, and we'll go ahead and click OK. And you'll notice that now in the View menu, at the very bottom, we have a new option for the pluralist logo. So for example, if I press Command 0 on Mac or Control 0 on Windows to get back to the fitted view of my page, I can then go to the View menu, go down to the bottom, and choose Pluralist Logo, and it's going to zoom in exactly to the area that I was at when I saved this view. So let's go ahead and zoom out again, and I'm going to zoom in on the QR code. There we go. And once again, I'm going to go to the View menu, and I'm going to choose New View. And this one, I'm going to call this the QR code. Go ahead and click OK. And then what I'll also do is I'll just scroll up a little bit until this text is in the frame. And I think I'll zoom in a little bit further on that. And then we'll go to the View menu and save another view. So I'll go to New View. And I'll just call this Scan Text. So go ahead and click OK. And now we can press Command 0 on Mac or Control 0 on Windows to zoom back out in our document. Now, as I said before, if we go to the View menu and I go all the way down to the bottom, I have all of those views ready to use and have quick access to. Now, if you ever want to make changes to any of those views, you can click the Edit View option, and that's going to bring up the Edit Views dialog box where you can click on one of these and you can rename them. You can also delete them if you want to by clicking on the Delete button. Now, I'm going to leave all of these views as is. I'll just hit the Cancel button. And I want to show you how we can create shortcuts to access those views. Now, you can assign keyboard shortcuts to essentially any command inside of Illustrator. And the way that we do that, we go to the Edit menu and choose Keyboard Shortcuts. Now, in the Keyboard Shortcuts dialog box, you'll see at the top of the dialog box it says Illustrator Defaults. And that is the default set of shortcuts that ships with Adobe Illustrator. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this button to save a new set. And I'm going to give this a name. So I'll just call this the LBB Shortcut Set. We'll go ahead and click OK. And now we have a new set that we can customize to our liking. Now, up here at the top, we can choose which area we want to customize for our shortcuts. So by default, the Tools is chosen. And you can see the shortcuts that are currently assigned to some of these tools. And you can also see that we can assign our own keyboard shortcuts if we wish. Now, because I want to access a shortcut for something in the View menu, I'm going to click on the drop-down and choose Menu Commands. Then I'm going to come down here to the View category. Just click on the triangle to open up that disclosure triangle. And I'm going to go down and I'm going to choose the option where I see Custom View 1 through 10. Now, you don't have to assign a keyboard shortcut to all of these, but because we have 3 in this example, what I might want to do is in the shortcut field, I'm just going to click in there, and on my keyboard, I'm going to type a shortcut that I might want to use. So I'm going to try Command F1 in my example. I'll just click on that and type Command F1, and we can see that that is now assigned to that shortcut. So what I might want to do is click on the next one and do Command F2, Command F3, and if you want to keep going, you can. Now you can see when I get to Custom View 5, the shortcut I'm trying to assign is already assigned to the Make Guides command. So it's up to you if you want to override that keyboard shortcut or if you want to go ahead and erase it. So if you don't want to override it, you can just click on the X right here to clear out that shortcut. And because we only have 3 custom views, I'll leave mine at the 4th custom view. We don't have to go any further if we don't want to. Now, it's important to understand that these keyboard shortcuts are application specific. They're not specific to this document. And that's why it doesn't display the actual name of the view that I created. Instead, it just says custom view 1 through 10. So you might want to come up with a more complex shortcut so that you're not worried about conflicting with an existing one. But I'm going to go ahead and click OK. We can see that we're saving this in the LBV shortcut set. So go ahead and click OK. And it says, are we sure we want to overwrite the set LBV shortcut set? We say yes. And now, if you use your keyboard, I can press Command or Control on Windows and the F1 key, and that's going to navigate to that custom view. If I do Command or Control F2, that takes me to the next view, and Command or Control F3 takes me to the 3rd view. And of course, we can use Command or Control 0 on our keyboard to fit the document to our window. Now, the other thing we can do that is really helpful when we want to see different views of a document is we can go to the Window menu, and I can choose New Window. Well, now, what does that do? Well, essentially, it allows me to have an additional view of the same document. So if I wanted to, if I press Command F1, that's going to zoom in on the pluralist logo, and you can see I have 2 tabs up here. View 1 is the document fitted to the window, and View 2 is the document zoomed into the pluralist logo. You can even come up here to the Arrange button, click on that, and choose the 2 up view, and now you have the ability, you just have to reposition things, to see one document in one view and the other document in the other. And what's really cool about this is that if you click on this logo, I'm just going to double click on this logo because I want to get a hold of this shadow. And so with this shadow selected, I'm going to go ahead and change the color. So go to my swatches panel. It's going to make this lime green as well. And now if we click on the left arrow to exit isolation mode, we can see that when we made this change in this view, it automatically updated over here in this view. So again, we're still working in the same document, we just have multiple views of that document. Saving views for later reference can be a big time saver in Illustrator. To really up the ante, so to speak, add a keyboard shortcut to your views that can be accessed from any Illustrator document that you have open.